I went back in my channel and I looked to see, because I remember this face, and I remember I thought I talked about this story, but I got to tell you guys, I don't think I did because I could not find the single video unless it's been taken down. But nonetheless, I remember this story. And this is a story of a mother who caused the death of her children by placing them in an oven and turning the oven on, which means that what they suffered was immense pain and it's immeasurable. It is flat out heinous and disgusting. But before we get into too many details, I got to give you a disclaimer, then we'll get into the details. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And we're getting this from Law and Crime, because you know we get a lot of stories from Law and Crime, so if you listen, thank you very much. All right. A Georgia mother of three who killed her two little boys by placing them in an oven and turning it on, she will spend the rest of her life behind bars, a judge in Atlanta ruled on Friday. So I don't know how many of you guys have actually heard this story. Let me give you the picture so you can at least see who I'm talking about. And I want to show y'all her face. And I'm going to tell y'all, that's the father. He was heartbroken. I got to show y'all the video that he posted also. I felt so bad for that man. So here's the thing. This mother killed these kids. These kids have a father, a willing, available father, and you killed them, and you can't justify and talk about, well, her mental illness, y'all, because you know they tried to do that bull crap, right? Tried to justify mental illness. Deal with your mental illness and give that man his kids. See how that works? But no, you refuse to do that. So what excuse can you make for a person who has options, refuses the options, and say, I'm going to input the suffering on these children intentionally with malice and hate in your heart? How the freak can we feel bad for that broad? That man is right there. We ask, where's the biological father? Where's the biological father? He was right there. And this woman, boy, she looks slower than global warming. I got to tell you, if it was any colder outside, if you put a bottle of molasses outside in the snow, she looks slower than that. I mean, good Lord. Like, her courtroom pictures were just disturbing. Like, look at her face. Just, I don't know, man. I just think you got to see that type of stuff before you start making babies with these chicks. Maybe she just got progressively worse over time. Who knows? But let's go more into the details. Lamora Williams, that's her name, 24 years old, and she was convicted on a myriad of charges, including 2 counts of murder for the 2017 deaths of her son. So this would have been right around when I started YouTube, so maybe I didn't actually do this story. The 2017 deaths of her son, Jakarta Penn, 1 year old, and Keontae Penn, 2 years old, who were killed roughly an hour apart. The since condemned woman called 911 that awful day. I forgot about this. And hello, Ash and Emmy, how are you? Do you guys want to hear the 911 call? Because that was new to me. I didn't know that they had that recording, and I found it. Yes, she is Satan's spawn. Absolutely. Yes, she's slower than global warming. Do y'all want to hear the 911 call? I need y'all to take a vote on that, because if you want to hear it, you could just hear and just know that she knew what she was doing. She was conscious and aware of what she was doing, which I think they got the sentence correct. She tried to pin this murder on another black woman. Where's Black Lives Matter when you need them? Where are my Black Lives Matter advocates at? I have not seen Black Lives Matter over here in my chat in a really long time. Maybe half of our subscribers are Black Lives Matter people because I ain't seen them over here in a minute. If Black Lives Matter, why didn't her black babies' lives matter when they had a father in their life? Number one, that you could have gave up custody to instead of murdering them. Right? These children could have grown up to become, you raise good boys, you get good men. I'll say that again. You raise good boys, you get good men. If you want to change the world, you have to change the babies. You have to take care of the babies, and all babies' lives matter. This is what I like to call hashtag babies for benefits, right? Do you think she loved her kids? Hell no, she didn't. She only pops them out of her vagina just because it functions as a conception device. It only functions as a conception device, and therefore that makes her no better than an animal. And she just cock her legs up in the air, and just anybody that wants to slide some semen in her, then she'll accept it. For real, I just think that you just had to be desperate for a hole in a heartbeat in order to sleep with this woman, but they did produce beautiful babies, so I can't go too hard in the paint. Babies for benefits. She didn't love these kids. Maybe she was about to lose her benefits. Maybe she was about to lose her mind, but there was no reason to kill these kids. If Black lives really matter, I want y'all to also think about this. If they matter, which I believe that they do, she shouldn't have ovaries. Thank you. If Black lives matter, and I believe that they do, then why is it that she had the nerve to pick her own cousin, and you'll hear it in the 911 call, and lied on her cousin and said her cousin was the one that killed her kids? Which could have caused that black woman to lose her reputation, lose her job, get lawyers, lose her money, lose her life savings, lose her reputation, ruin a whole nother black life that didn't have nothing to do with this. But again, we're talking about, is it the white man that I should fear? Or is it people that look just like me who are doing all of the killing here? She said, and I quote, "When I came in, the stove was laying on my son, on my youngest son's head, and my other son was laid out on the floor with his brains laid out on the floor." Williams told the dispatcher. This is what she told the police. "I don't know what to do. I just came home from work." That's what she said. That's the bullcrap she said. Hello, Von Shea. How are you? Good to see you. In February of 2018, Williams was indicted on 4 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of concealing the death of another, and 1 count of making a false statement, which is where she lied on that other person. And I think that should be a charge too. And I'd love to see that charge more in people's record and reflect that in the courts when they are charged. And that should at least get you at least 2 years for putting somebody else's name in something that they didn't have nothing to do with. Okay? She was later charged with 2 counts of cruelty to children in the first degree, 1 count of cruelty to children in the second degree, 1 additional count of aggravated assault, 1 count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and 1 count of battery resulting in substantial physical harm. The defendant told police she left all 3 of her children with a caregiver, which was, I think she said it was her cousin, from noon until 11:30 p.m. So that's almost the entire freaking day. 12 hours. Well, 11 and a half hours. That day, and return home to find 2 had died while the caregiver was gone. "Can you please help me?" she asked the dispatcher. Like, can you tell me please? Or can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up because this is not my fault. I just came home from work. So again, she's worried about her own self and not her kids. Sometime between midnight on October 12, 2017 and 11 p.m. the next day, Williams knowingly and unintentionally killed the toddlers by placing them in an oven and turning it on. The autopsy records report the boys' heads were stuck in a tipped over oven. The medical examiner disagreed with police claims that the children had been burned. These thermal changes appear to be entirely from dry heat and changes from prolonged heat exposure, the medical examiner report in both autopsies. It will require an extensive amount of time to get to this degree. Williams maintained her innocence. Prosecutors stuck by the police department's version of events and contradicted the defendant's narrative in jurors' minds, according to the courtroom report. The boy's father also called 911 at roughly the same time. Williams was hesitant to give the dispatcher her address on Howell Place in the Oakland City West End neighborhood. I just received a call from my child's mother that my two dead babies, my son, are dead in an apartment, Jamil Penn told the dispatcher. That's the biological father that y'all saw holding the babies. You said, play the 911 call. I got you. I'll do it. I will do it. I will do it. She video called me and I saw it. I really think they are dead. The distraught father described the video call in comments to Atlanta ABC affiliate WSB TV. It was like a real horror movie, he said. It was like Friday the 13th. On Friday, Williams was convicted of 14 counts against her. She was quickly sentenced to a term of life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 35 years. Still ain't gonna bring these kids back, but I do think they got the charges correct. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and we'll go from there. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys are watching this story right now, do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and share this video. That's really all we can do. Until we can start to get more eyes on these stories, we need you to share them in your favorite true crime groups. Till then, here we go. Let's get it. Here we go. This is the 911 call first.
Atlanta 911, operator 7054. What's the address?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question, and this is a serious matter. I just left my cousin in the house with my kids. She just left my kids in the house when I came back from work, and my kids, two of my kids are dead. What do I gotta do? They dead. She left them dead in the house by themselves.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Where are you now?
I'm in my house. She left my door open. My baby boy, my oldest baby boy, is the only one that's here, only one that's alive. She left them in the house by themselves. She left them in here, and they knocked the stove on. Can you listen? When I came in, the stove was laying on my youngest son's head, and my other son was laid out on the floor with his brains laid out on the floor. I don't know what to do. I just came home to work from this. And she just left my baby there.
Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna get EMS and I'm gonna get police and fire at the location. Can you tell me where you're located?
Y'all hear how she lied on her family member, right? I hope y'all can hear that. Lied on her, an innocent person.
Ma'am, I can't even talk. This is so serious. I'm so scared. I don't want to get locked up because I was at work.
Okay, ma'am.
I
understand that you're scared. I completely understand, but I need to get some help out there to you now. Can you tell me where you're located?
I understand that, but can you please help me? Like, can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up because this is not my fault. I had just came home from work. Came home from work.
Yes, ma'am.
I just came home from work.
Okay. Ma'am, the first thing that I need to do is get some help out there to you. I understand that you're upset and you're scared.
They in here dead. Like, it's no way in the fuck. She left my baby dead.
Okay.
And I don't have no way to reach her.
If you're not sure, if you were at work, ma'am, listen to me. If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister if that's who you left them with. Okay?
She's trying to yeah, you said she don't even sound upset. She's trying to dime out her sister who didn't have nothing to do with this. That is disgusting. You could have ruined this woman's life by involving her in your bad choices. We got a little bit more. Let's keep listening. I'm going to back it up just a hair. Here we go.
If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister if that's who you left them with. Okay? Okay, hold on one moment because I'm going to also get EMS on the line as well, okay?
Yes,
Hold on
please.
one moment. Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line with me, though. Hold on one moment for me.
Okay.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
When I just came home from work, my babies was stuck in the stove dead, and I just came home from work.
Wait,
My
man.
cousin was babysitting my kids and left my kids dead in my house. Ain't no telling how long they've been in this house.
All right, wait. So is your son, is he obviously dead? Is he breathing at all? Can you tell me
He's
breathing?
dead. He's burnt. Both of my children are dead. Their head is burnt. Their skull is laying on this floor. The stove is, one of my babies is stuck. The stove is pulled over and everything.
All right, Elena, can we get PD started to this location? I'm operator 839.
Yes, we have PD and fire already en route to that location.
All right, thank you so much.
Please hurry up, please.
All right, ma'am. I'm en route, okay? We're en route.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
All right, folks, tonight we're digging into newly released DFACS reports as an Atlanta mom faces murder charges in the deaths of her 1- and 2-year-old sons. Now, the documents offering new insight into the heartbreaking case from the perspective of the brother who survived, with some of the details too graphic to share on television. But our viewers have repeatedly asked for answers in this case to bring these little boys the justice they deserve. So we asked Ron Jones to take a closer look at the case.
According to the 73-page document obtained by 11 Alive News, no child should have witnessed what police say 3-year-old Jamil Penn Jr. did. In the report, the investigating social worker says when she began questioning Jamil Jr., he, quote, was smiling and made eye contact and says he was feeling good. When asked what he saw that horrible night through the eyes of a 3-year-old child, he stated, Jakarta and Tayman, or Kayante, died. Jamil Jr. was referring to his 1- and 2-year-old deceased brothers. When the DFACS investigator asked, what happened? The little boy said, they go on the stove themselves. He also stated he watched as they got on the stove. However, police paint a different picture, accusing their mother, Lamora Williams, of actually placing her babies inside the oven and turning the oven on. When the DFACS investigator asked the child if he and his baby brothers were left alone, the report states he looked around and did not answer, but then asked, can he go with his daddy? Also in the investigation, the boy's father, Jamil Penn Sr., gave a statement describing his strained relationship with their mom leading up to the boy's death. He told investigators they broke up about 4 months ago and they were not on good terms. And until the night of the alleged murders, he said, he haven't seen his children in 3.5 weeks, claiming Williams would not let him have contact with their kids. The DFACS investigator also writes Jamil Penn Sr. appeared to take some of the blame, saying he was in the area earlier in the day and thought about going to pick up the boys, but had decided against it.
This story is so tragic.
Because I'm assuming that she was probably acting a damn fool. And it's just like, who wants to be with a person with a horrible attitude? And, you know, it's just the nature of what I see a lot of women do. It's not all, but too many times that when women have these babies out of wedlock, they think that they control these men. And if they can't control these men, then they're like, you know what, we're just not going to let you see the kid. You don't want to be with me. You don't want to deal with my bull crap, then I'm not going to let you see your kids. And then she probably realized that this man loves his kids more than he loves her. So I think that the way that she wanted to get back at him was to kill his kids. And regardless, we're not going to say allegedly, because that's what she did. She's now in prison plus 35 years for life.
Touching so many folks. Ron, so there were reports. We had a reporter out there, and that reporter spoke to the family. The family said, hey, we knew there were problems. We reported it to DFACS. What did you find out and what you researched today?
Well, you know, according to DFACS, they said that there was no history at all regarding the welfare of those little boys and never had any warning at all that the mom had any mental health problems as well. They said the only report that they have is this report that I have in my hand right here, and that was the day those babies died.
Tragic, and I know the viewers just want to know how this could happen. That's what we're trying to give them.
And we're going to stay on top of it, Vinny.
All right, thanks so much, Ron. I appreciate it.
A community is in mourning after a shocking crime against children. A Georgia mother is charged with 2 counts of murder after police say she put her 2 young sons in the oven and turned it on. The bodies of 1-year-old Jacarter Penn and 2-year-old Kayunti Penn were found in their apartment over the weekend. Police say they had burns on their bodies and arrested their mother, 24-year-old Lamora Williams. Her family members say she had mental health problems and would often leave the children alone in the apartment. The children's father set up a GoFundMe account saying he wants to prevent other children from being hurt. For InsideEdition.com, I'm Mara Montalbano.
So again, with that look on her face, she just has this empty look. Like, I just don't think that she had a lot of brains at all. But nonetheless, man, it's just really sad that this father lost his 2 kids like that. She couldn't just walk away. She couldn't just leave it well enough alone, give his kids over to her, or give her kids over to him, and let him be a dad since she didn't want to be a mother. But not only will she not be allowed to be a mother again, she won't be in our society anymore, but cost these babies their life for absolutely no reason. So to those boys, to those young princes, R.I.P. They deserved every opportunity to grow up and become something great. If y'all have comments or thoughts about this, or any input, and guess I did hear sister, I heard cousin. I don't know who else she was trying to blame, but she was trying to pin the blame on anybody and everybody for what she did. So I think they got this right in this story. So to the father, our condolences to you, sir. Okay. But thank y'all for listening. Leave a comment in the comment section on the story. Thank you.